You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our review for the latest episode of The Walking Dead. And wow. You know, this is pretty gruesome. This is probably one of the more gruesome episodes in quite some time. And, you know, I see what's developing here. I mean, you could obviously see it halfway through the episode. The more Rick's group gets involved with the community, the more they shine, really is what it comes down to. That's the more they shine in situations of distress. They know what to do. They know what they're doing. These people do not. And now you're starting to see a divide, a divide developing. Because of Abraham's brave moves at the construction site, now he is pretty much the leader of that team, and with good reason. And even the guy said it, hey, if it had been me, there would have been some deaths. With him, there's nobody dead, blah, blah, blah. And you kind of sense that Deeana is starting to look at things from a different perspective and say to herself, hey, look, wait a minute. I went from wanting one or two of their people to lead in certain areas to now their people are starting to lead in more areas than I wished. But at the same time, and I understand that these people don't know each other. They've come in there, and in a matter of a couple of weeks, depending on where the time frame is with the show, now you have this new group in here. They're rough around the edges. You don't know them, and suddenly they're starting to run the show. And what's gonna be the camel, the camel. There is a camel in this sentence, I swear. What's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back is when Glenn returns with her son dead and the other guy knocked out in the back seat. It's going to start to look like a hostile takeover. And you know what? To us, we know the deal. We know that as rough around the edges as the group is, they're not in their heart of hearts bad people. They have done bad things. And obviously now we have Father Gabriel, who's basically throwing them under the bus. Meanwhile, he owes them his life, even after what he did. So Father Gabriel is not definitely on my top friends list right now, because when you consider what they found out about Father Gabriel, how they took care of him, they brought him along, they didn't have to. And now he's throwing them under the bus. Now he's taking away, or potentially taking away, a sanctuary for the group. Furthermore, he's providing reasonable doubt for Deeana, who already had reasonable doubt. And that reasonable doubt's going to be confirmed the minute Glenn rolls through those gates and she sees that her son is dead. Shit's going to get real. Those guys didn't know what they're doing. Okay, Deanna's son, that other guy, and you know what? I don't remember their names. I don't care to remember their names. They fucking were idiots. They were idiots. Okay? He's shooting a guy, a zombie rather, and you see he's wearing armor. Okay, fine. So like Glenn said, hey, let him come closer and stab him, whatever. You're telling me you're not going to see the grenades on his chest? You shoot him on the legs to drop him to the floor. Very clever. Why are you shooting him? If you know you can't hit him in the head, if you know that by not hitting him in the head you can't kill it, why do you continue to shoot? And then on top of that, you don't see the grenade on his chest? I mean, really? So these guys were idiots. They didn't know what they were doing. They constantly got people killed. They were supposed to be best buddies. The other guy was going to leave him high and dry. Glenn, who didn't even like the guy, he socked him in the face last week, is trying to save him. These people do not know what the fuck they're doing. And it only makes perfect sense that in moments like this, whether they're on a run, whether they're trying to do construction work outside of the walls, it makes sense that in these moments, members of Rick's group handle the shit like it's nothing. Why? Because they've dealt with worse. They've dealt with the governor. They've dealt with Terminus. They've dealt with, people they have dealt with everything, and zombies are a walk in the park. They're a walk in the park for these people. So, it's going to get interesting because they really are an asset, like Deeana believes. But now, because of the leadership changes, all right, recommended by her own people and vouched for by Maggie, like in the episode, because of Father Gabriel's testimony, which is just the most fucked up thing in the world, because he quickly forgets where he would have been if it had not been for the group. And now when Glenn gets back with her dead son and her friend knocked out in the back of the van, Now, the only saving grace there, and I don't really think it's going to be a saving grace, but I'm trying to be, fair and objective here, is that Noah's dead and Tara's in the back of the van near death. That may be the only saving grace because whatever he tells her is, well, look, even if she would have come out and say that they're trying to plot to take over and they took out her son, whatever, Glenn could say, look, if that's what we were doing, Tara wouldn't be knocked out and Noah would still be alive. All right. The truth is, your son was stupid enough to shoot at a zombie that had grenades on his chest, and his friend is stupid enough to run away, cause a havoc, and cause Noah to die. And because of the grenade explosion, obviously Tara suffered some serious head trauma, which we don't know if she's going to come out of. She could die early in the episode next week. So in that respect, I thought it was a good episode. I really did. I thought it was a good episode. It was gruesome. Oh my God. When her son got eaten, that was one thing. I mean, it reminded me of when Dale got killed and the zombie just kind of ripped open his chest. The same thing. But when Noah got killed, oh, and they ripped his jaw. And, oh, man, my wife couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. She was like this under the blanket. Yeah, it was gruesome. It was gruesome. And we see that, there's problems now behind the wall of Alexandria. And just when shit's going to hit the fan, I think there's going to be something else coming. I think that's safe to say, especially, considering what we've seen with the W's and the Wolves and all that stuff. It was a good episode. I was really into it. You see just that the differences between these two groups is causing a lot of issues, not just amongst themselves, but out trying to do things to be productive. And, Deeana, I don't even know how you would work something like this out. I mean, we're not in this kind of situation. I think maybe she was too bold to give him leadership roles. And I think they've also been a little bit overly aggressive. I mean, when you think about it, this group is weak. You know that they're not going to stand up to you or beat you. So why steal the guns? Why do this? And yeah, the first few days there, the first week, okay. But these guys have been through so much that I think in a matter of 3 to 4 days, they could tell whether or not they were in danger. And they're not. Behind those walls with those people, they're not in danger. They know that. So why? Either piss or get off the pot. Either take over or just try and incorporate yourself into the group. They're going behind back. They're stealing guns. Carol, I mean, all right, look. Last week with that whole thing with the kid, I get it. This week, I mean, it's a little bit of overkill, okay? I mean, it's a little bit of overkill. And, I understand you don't want your word out, but, I mean, she just treats this kid like garbage. What I'm surprised at is that the kid hasn't even called her on it. Like, hey, bitch, what are you so mean to me for? What did I ever do to you? But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how things develop now because this is not something I 100% expected, but it's kind of making it a little bit compelling because just when you see things happening amongst these two groups now living together behind the same walls, you kind of get the feeling that something else is going to happen. Because I just get the feeling, and obviously I've read the comics, so I have a good indication. But because things are a little bit different, I just get a feeling that something is going to happen that's actually going to bring this group together. And I think they're going to see the value of each other. Because Alexandria does have a lot to offer, even though these guys are not, war-proven. Obviously they know how to take care of themselves. Look, give them some credit. They've been sitting there for God knows how long, and they're still standing. So they definitely bring some value to the table. But it looks like something's going to have to happen to bring this group together to understand that they need each other. As cocky as Rick is and this group is, that these people are weak and this and that, guess what? They'd still be on the road if it wasn't for this group. So I think there's definitely going to be something that goes down that's going to bring them together. I think lives will be lost. I think we're going to get more losses. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be something that has to happen tragically, but with a successful outcome that's going to bring this group together to make them stronger and to make them all live in some sort of harmony. How that's going to play out, that's the part I don't know. I mean, like I said, comics are one thing, shows the other. And they've made some changes. So We'll have to see, man. But I thought it was a good episode. I liked it. I thought Noah's death was probably one of the most gruesome deaths the show's ever had. Dale's one of them as well, and her son as well. Deanna's son was pretty brutal as well. But between her son, who I gotta say, I'm glad he's dead. He was a fucking idiot, and his friend, I want him dead next. He's gotta go. It even irks me that Noah died because of him, and he's still alive. You know what I mean? But that's how it works. But anyway, guys, that's it for this review. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the Nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.